So now today's topic what we are going to discuss is forests, using and protecting of the forest. First of all, before going into the lesson, what is a forest? The word forest spells like this, F-O-R-E-S-T. The forest means differently for different kinds of people. For some kind of people, like as we all have a common opinion that we find many animals in that, it's very dangerous for us to live there. We even don't dare to go nearby to a forest land. We feel that there we have a tiger there, a lion living there, an elephant living there. Snakes of very dangerous kinds are living there, various categories of insects are living there. And if you enter into the forest, you feel like it's a dark region. Many of the story books also we find that a place where the sun can't enter inside, a place where the light does not appear for many kilometers, a place where sound appears, resounds for all of us, a place where it's a house for the evil spirits, evil activities, bad spirit activities. All these, like this, we have various activities which are mentioning about the different kinds of the views of the forest. What is an actual meaning of the word forest is yet to be determined. See, for some people, it is a place, as a mystical place, as I told you now, we find animals, we find different other activities, we find it's a home for the Naxalite peoples, we find it's a home for the terrorist groups. All these things are one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the people who share forest as their motherland, forest land as their own lands. We find people moving into the forest, spending the days of time into the forest, collecting the things from the forest, do business from the forest, share a bonding with the forest. This is the other side of the coin of the forest. Then what is the forest actually in reality? Is it the other one which we have discussed, like it's a dangerous one, animals stay here and this is very, where sun does not enter here, climatic conditions does not suit the situations? Does it mean this or is the people who are connected with this? Then how can the same kind of forest be either way for both of the people? This is the main part of the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to focus what is forest, how can we say a land is a forest, what are the different categories of forest, then moving on, what are the laws which are made in the forest, what are the negativities of the laws, and how did we come into the success, or how did the people find out the actual reality of the facts of the forest. Now, what are the basic determinants of the forest? We will discuss. So now, what are the actual determinants of a place to be called as a forest? We have determined three basic characteristics which are compulsory for a land to be called as forest. Let us see them. First one is a large stretch of land should be dedicated or present there in order to call a place as a forest. Simply a large stretch of land cannot be called as a forest. A large stretch of land which is covered for miles and miles and which is having a variety of trees. The second basic criteria is that it should have a tree cover. The entire distance of 6 miles or 7 miles or 6 kilometers or 7 kilometers should be covered by trees on a larger path where the entire distance is to be covered thoroughly and where you can't get the access from one side to the other side so easily. Then only we can call it has the activities or it shares the features of being a forest. The third one is it should have biodiversity. It should have a considerable biodiversity, means that we should have various kinds of animals living in that region. We should have the wild animals and at the same time non-wild animals. We should have the carnivorous animals and also we have the herbivorous animals. We should have various other animals which are living together and share the same land and the same piece of land, so that we can understand this is a land which is having the biodiversity. At the same time, we should have the variations from the other land features. A forest should be cool. A forest should not have the entrance of the sun much. A forest should be covered thickly by the trees. In this way, we find various other features which are necessary for us to bind or make us feel that it is a forest. And the most important factor is that we should have people having intimated directly and indirectly through the forest. We should have the tribal people having good access to the forest. They cut the wood, they take the food, they use it the forest for food by collecting various kinds of fruits, killing various kinds of animals, by hunting the animals. They take it as a primary source of their foods, and later on they collect the entire food and later they use it, they serve between themselves. They sell the oils, different kinds of oils, different kinds of medicinal herbs, different kinds of wood categories. All these things act as their means of their livelihood. They even worship the forest as their mother, and they have the solitude to the forest. They do the agriculture in the forest in order to get their survival, their food grains, and all these things should be the interlinked activities in the forest. We also find people who are not related directly with the forest, but at the same time they purchase the wood, the medicinal herbs, the other items which are produced in the forest. They also take place in the market. So a place should satisfy the 4 categories or criteria to be known as a forest. The first one is a large land, then a tree cover, then a biodiversity, then moving on to the people. A large land should be having a stretch of land covered with a huge amount of trees, the variety of trees. Then it should be having the variety of animals which are a blend and mixture of all the things. And later we should have the people of tribal people and the non-tribal people who have the access to the forest. In this way, the forest should be having the certain criteria in order to fulfill its basic acquisitions. Now moving on to the types of the forest. The forests are being formed in very olden days. In the olden days, the climatic conditions were very cool and pleasant. So because of the cool and pleasant climatic conditions, the Arctic regions have become extremely cold, filled with ice. In the Himalayan region, it has become the extremely cold path, and which is completely covered with the ice sheets or snow. Later on, this has become the various generations of passing on or the mother sources for the Himalayan rivers like Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga. So as they become a source of water, the lands which are filled with huge amount of soil and supply of water given a chance for developing various kinds of forests. What are the various kinds of forests? In which regions they are found? What is the basic criteria for the divisions? This all we'll see now.